You've probably been told your whole life that the keys to success is setting big, ambitious goals. But what if that's the very thing that's been holding you back? Today, we're diving into a totally different way of thinking. How to build an architecture for success by focusing on systems, not just goals.
All right, so first up, let's dive right into something I think we've all run into, what I like to call the goal-setting trap. We've all been caught in it.
I mean, really think about it. Those New Year's resolutions that last about a week, the huge project you were so excited to start, that marathon you were totally going to run. You kick off with this massive burst of motivation, but then somewhere along the way, it just fizzles out. It's a super common experience, right? But here's the kicker. What if the problem isn't your willpower? Now, I know that sounds completely backward, doesn't it? We're always told to shoot for the moon. But when you focus only on that one final destination, you create this brutal, all-or-nothing game. You either succeed or you fail, period. And that thinking completely ignores the most important part, the actual process of the climb, the journey itself. Okay, so if goals are kind of broken, what are we supposed to do instead? Well, this is where we get to a really powerful shift in thinking. We're going to stop obsessing over the outcome and start focusing on the process. And this quote, man, this just nails it. It suggests that our results in life aren't really determined by how big our dreams are, but by our daily habits, our everyday routines. So, what in the world is a system anyway? See, a system isn't about hitting some magic number or reaching a final destination. It's the repeatable action you commit to. Think of it like the engine that drives you forward, day in and day out, whether you're feeling motivated that day or not.
So let's really dig into this. What makes looking at your progress through the lens of a system such a game changer?
I mean, just look at the difference here. Goals are all about a single event, like winning a championship. And what happens after you win? That motivation can just evaporate. But systems are about the continuous process. They aren't fueled by some temporary high. They run on the steady, quiet feedback loop of making a little progress every single day. And here's a perfect way to think about it. The goal, publish a book, sounds huge, right? It can feel totally overwhelming. But the system, write 500 words a day, that's manageable. That's something you can actually do today. And if you just stick to that simple system, publishing a book becomes an almost inevitable byproduct of your daily routine. So what's the secret sauce here? Why is this systems first approach so much more powerful in the long run? Well, it really just comes down to the reliable, almost mathematical power of consistent action. It's such a beautiful, logical flow. You stop staring at the giant mountain you have to climb and instead just focus on taking that next step. Every single day, you stick to your system, you're making a small deposit into your progress bank. And those little deposits, they start to build on each other, they build momentum, and then one day you look up and realize you've achieved something absolutely extraordinary. Not because of one heroic push, but because of simple, boring consistency. And this is the power of compounding in action. If you get just 1% better at something each day, at the end of the year, you're not just a little bit better. You'll be nearly 38 times better. That's not a small improvement. That's transformative. And that right there is the secret weapon of someone who thinks in systems. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually start doing this? Let's get practical and talk about building your own personal architecture for success. This right here, this is the whole shift. So instead of saying, my goal is to lose 20 pounds, you design a system. I will exercise for 30 minutes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't say, my goal is to learn Spanish. Design a system. I will practice on Duolingo for 15 minutes during my lunch break. You see the difference? You're focusing on an action you can control, not an outcome that feels a million miles away. At the end of the day, this is the philosophy we need to let sink in. You know, it's funny. Winners and losers often have the exact same goals. The real difference, the thing that separates them, is who has the better system. Success isn't some finish line you cross. It's the daily commitment to the process. It's the architecture you build to support your own progress, one consistent brick at a time. So, I'll leave you with this thought. Forget about those huge, intimidating goals for a second. What's one small, repeatable system you can build starting right now, today, to move in the direction you want to go? Because that is where real change begins.